So we're here with Lizzie and Grace, the captains of the girls varsity field hockey team. You guys gave up a goal early but managed to fight back in the second half. How important was it to at least get the game tied then?
I think it was great just for our overall confidence as a team. Morristown is a team that has always had a history of being good, and even last year we struggled to play against them, and we came out and really backed each other up, and so I think just the confidence, not only for the rest of this game but for the rest of the season, is really big for us.
I think we were dominating a lot in their half on our offensive side, so when we got that first goal we started to capitalize on our opportunities, and we also went into that second half knowing personally what we could do better each time and as a team, and I think everyone improved from the first half.
So I noticed that your team had really good chemistry and they were really close with each other and fed off each other a lot, particularly on the bench. The girls never took a seat and were always in on the game. What do you have to say about that?
So I think it's just something that we do. It's kind of like a BRFH sort of thing or expectation. People are just excited for the team to do well. They don't really care. We always say we don't care who scores as long as we get a goal. What
are some short-term and long-term goals that you have, as it is still just the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I mean, short term, I think we're just looking to improve our game every day. We have a very short preseason compared to a lot of the teams that we play, so we have a lot to cover. And every day we're looking to improve upon a particular skill or something that we want to change in our game. Long term, I mean, we do set sort of long-term goals, but I think my philosophy as a coach is always just that you can't get there unless you do like each rung of the ladder. So I try not to look too far ahead. I try to sort of focus on the next thing in front of us. We've already sort of wiped the slate clean from today. We played a great game, but we have a game tomorrow, so we have to rise to that occasion.
Obviously it's never fun losing, but I think that was a game that we came together and it really doesn't feel like a loss. We said it at the beginning in our huddle. We just wanted to play and feel like we left it all on the field, and I feel like everybody feels that way.
Yeah, we're definitely coming out of that feeling good, especially since it's Morristown and it's a game that we're known to always have a tough game against, and we're super fired up for tomorrow.
All right, good luck guys tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to L10. I'm Michaela Boxley. You just got a look at one Lawrenceville team that is known for being great at what it does. This is one of very few losses for Big Red Field Hockey, and we wish them the best of luck moving forward. We'll be sure to keep you posted on the team's progress over the rest of the season. This week, we have some great stories to share about what's going on at Lawrenceville. But before we do, here's a bit of what's happening around campus. Andrew Forstoffel, author of this year's All-School Summer Read, addressed the community at school meeting on Thursday. Forstoffel's book tells the story of his walk across America and his discovery of a different kind of listening. Last week, Lawrenceville hosted students from other schools in the Maple to join in at this year's first all-school dance. L10 checked in with second formers to see how they were feeling about their very first Saturday night dance at Lawrenceville. Take a look.
So what are your guys' expectations going into the dance?
I would like the dance to be fun, entertaining, everyone should be dancing, you know?
Yeah, I think it will be a good experience starting out the year, meeting new friends. I don't really know what to expect. I mean, I've heard so much about it.
A bunch of people walking around like sweaty and stuff.
My expectations are pretty high actually because I've heard very good rumors about it.
Are you excited for the dance tonight?
There's a dance tonight?
So what are some of your favorite songs to dance to?
I like any songs that are on TikTok.
Maybe like Lip Gloss.
It's like chill and then suddenly out of nowhere like the beat drops.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song to dance to?
Focus by Jalen the Rapper.
Do you guys want to show me any of your best dance moves? You want to go first, Walter? Whoa! Oh, very nice.
I do the tango, so like my boy Ralph here, like we have to get jiggy. Yeah.
How do you feel sending the kids off to their first dance?
I'm feeling proud. I'm feeling like the prefects have done what they need to do to prepare our freshmen.
And now, to continue our profiles of Wells Grant recipients, meet fifth former Jack Wragan and his vest called Vital, which he created to aid those who are visually impaired.
I'm Jack Wragan. I'm a fifth former in upper, and this is my Wells Grant project. It's a vest designed to assist the temporarily visually limited. Essentially what it does is sensing a wall or something that is changing in distance compared to you. It will vibrate in that specific area. Say you had a concussion and you couldn't be exposed to bright lights for a period of time. You could put on a vest similar to this, and you would automatically understand how it worked, and you could navigate a room in a building without assistance. I had some experience with electronics and stuff through robotics. However, a lot of it was research because, well, you couldn't apply previous skills to it. It was difficult to find the materials, but I eventually decided on ultrasonic sensors as well as haptic motors. They're the source of the vibrations, the same ones that are used in your phone. This is the Arduino board. The input cords go in right here that come from the ultrasonic sensors. I'm going to open this pocket up right here. This is where most of the power is organized through that board. Sensors and haptic motors are hidden. However, you can see the ultrasonic sensors sticking through the other side. I like working physically, like with my hands. However, I think most of it is that I just enjoy visually thinking. It works a different part of your brain that I really enjoy doing. I'm not really sure where it goes from here. It was an interesting prototype, but I would have to change up the materials I use completely if I wanted to manufacture many of these. It's evidence of how useful it could be in a certain context. The one thing that I learned for this is probably just strengthening determination and perseverance. It represents a lot of my efforts as a person and an engineer.
Best of luck to Jack as he takes on future projects just like this. Before we move on to our next story, here's more of what's happening here at Lawrenceville. Third former Charlotte Bednar was named Athlete of the Week by New Jersey's milesplit.com. She won the challenge race at Briarwood Invitational as well as the Wild Safari Invitational, finishing 40 seconds faster than the second place winner. Bednar is now ranked #1 in New Jersey and #4 on the East Coast. If you're like us here at L10, you've heard of the Heely Scholars but don't know exactly who they are or what they do. In our final story for this week, we bring you an inside perspective on just that. This is Heely.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chaplin. I have the privilege of running the 2019 Heely Scholars program that is focusing on the life of Frederick Douglass. The Heely Scholars program is our signature program. It's an opportunity for teachers to have an opportunity to work with students that are truly passionate about the subject, about the discipline of history, and really probably want to go on and study history in college.
Well, history is something that I've always been passionate about, and I was able to, I guess, further that passion when I came to Lawrenceville. It made me really interested in history and studying the past. So when we finished this junior year, after taking Honors US especially, I really wanted to dive deeper in archives and learn more about primary sources and just analyzing while working with other Lawrenceville students.
I think the opportunity to have such a long paper as a high school student is really important, and it really teaches you something that you can't get just in the classroom.
In my paper, I'm talking about Frederick Douglass and the Constitution.
I'm looking at Douglass as a self-creating figure, so in the sense that he kind of created his own identity through autobiographies, photography, and his stage presence.
I'm looking at Frederick Douglass's dispute with this other abolitionist called William Lloyd Garrison.
I'm looking at Frederick Douglass as an activist for racial equality ahead of his time.
So I'm researching about Frederick Douglass as a natural law philosopher.
I'm researching how Douglass portrayed himself as a self-made man.
What I'm studying is his conception of freedom in the age of Reconstruction.
The first trip that we took was up to Yale University to meet with David Blight. We had a wonderful time at the Gilda Lehrman Center on Yale's campus, and Professor Blight ran a seminar for the students for 90 minutes.
He was so informed about Frederick Douglass, and he really taught me a lot and gave me a new perspective on a lot of the research we were doing.
We had the good fortune to also travel to the Museum of African American History and Culture in Washington, D.C., along with Douglass's home in D.C.
It was really fun to see modern history as well as everything we know from slavery even before the American Revolution.
Throughout our summer research and continuing into this fall, we spent a lot of time with Douglass through his letters, his narratives, his speeches, but getting to see his house in D.C. where he lived for some of the later years of his life was so different and a really cool way of getting to know him.
8 students have really come together and kind of worked as a team and are helping each other on their projects right now, and sharing their passions, sharing their interests, sharing their research findings, which is, I think, going to help every student write a better paper.
We were all thrown together, we were all eating together, we were all studying together.
I think we're a really great bonded team of 8.
We're so lucky because we have such a great group dynamic. Like, we'll play cards, we'll go to PCAL together, so it's just really fun, and just I'm getting so close with everybody in the group.
That's all for this week's show. As always, if you have a story to tell, let us know, or stop by our office in the basement of Pop Hall. Thanks to everyone who applied to be part of our team. Look for more info from us in your inbox later this week. We can't wait to see what you bring to the show. From all of us here at L10, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.